So it's time to take our ears back in time to 1967 when the Doors released their debut album, The Doors. Now, before we jump into this album, I want to talk just a little bit about the backstory of The Doors since this is the debut album. I just feel like, it's nice for everyone to know a little bit about The Doors since after I learned this, I was more interested in them. So the Doors are made up of 4 members, the singer being the most known as usual, Jim Morrison, the keyboardist Ray Manzarek, guitarist Robbie Krieger, and drummer John Densmore. The band took its name from the title of Aldous Huxley's book, The Doors of Perception, which itself is a quote by William Blake. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. For man has closed himself up, so he sees all things through narrow chinks of his cavern. Basically, this quote means if you open up the doors of perception, if you look at things through a different lens, if you try to look at things with a different perception, you'll notice that there's infinite possibilities instead of this narrow vision that a lot of people have. So if the Doors were to have a longer name, they would be called the Doors of Perception. And one of the ways that they did open up doors of perception were through drugs. So, just so you know, that's part of the reason I feel like as to why they're so worshipped in a way, because they were just outspoken about being on drugs. They didn't care, And back in the 60s and hippie era, even today, that controversy gets you attention.
Similar to the Beatles.
Right. So the way that the Doors was formed was Jim Morrison and Ray Manzarek. They both went to UCLA School of Theater together. And Jim Morrison and Ray met each other on Venice Beach one day. They knew each other from class. And Morrison told him that he's been writing songs, and Ray encouraged him to sing for him. And he sang the opening words of Moonlight Drive. And then obviously Ray thought Jim was phenomenal, so he wanted to make some music with them. But at the time, Ray was in a band with his brothers. And John Densmore and Robbie Krieger, they were in a band called the Psychedelic Rangers. And Ray knew John Densmore from meditation classes. So that's pretty much, put the pieces together right there. That's how they formed. It was just like, Ray knew John knew Robbie.
Yeah.
So this is their debut album that they made with Sunset Sound Studios. It's called The Doors. It has 11 tracks, 2 very notable ones, Break On Through to the Other Side and Light My Fire. But other than that,
very notable.
We don't know any other tracks. So
I'm too excited. I might I don't know.
I just have a really, really good feeling about this album.
I might become the Tasmanian devil.
Listen to this, you're just gonna spin around.
Just running.
She's not gonna know how to react to it. She's just gonna be like, rah, blah, 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 blah. Now let me send love to this special group of people. They're called the gang, or the family, or the crew, or the critiquer. Click, 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 click. Alright, the first track, Break On Through. This is also the first single off of the album, and we'll talk about the lyrics after. Let's dive. I like how the drums start in the left ear. The mix.
You know the day destroys the night, night divides the day. Try to run, try to hide, break on through to the other side. Woo. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side, yeah.
Wow. I got John over here and Robbie over here.
We chased our pleasures here, dug our treasures there. But can you still recall the time we cried? Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side.
Ooh! I never noticed Jim in the background right there. Yeah, Ray. I love that tone he makes right there.
I found an island in your arms, country in your eyes. Arms are chainless, eyes are lined. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Break on through. Oh,
Woo.
oh yeah. Made to see, week to week, day to day, hour to hour, day to straight, deep and wide. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Break on through, break on through, break on through, break on through. Hey, 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 hey.
Woo.
Legendariness.
Whew. Goodness. This is also the first song that I've ever heard by the Doors.
And it's also
And-
one of the best songs
Whew.
ever.
Yeah. Honestly,
Like, I'm
It's-
serious.
it's inspirational, you know?
This song's too good.
Like, you know, you think about the lyrics like break on through the other side, like it just makes you want to push through anything, you know? This is like
Yeah.
a great workout song. This is also like just a great song to motivate you. So Jim wrote this. He said he wrote this while crossing canals in Venice. So when asked about this song, Jim Morrison said, "I like ideas about the breaking away or overthrowing of established order. I'm interested in anything about revolt, disorder, chaos, especially activity that seems to have no meaning."
He's a troll.
So yeah, basically he's a troll. You know, he just likes the idea of rebelling. Yeah. So Jim Morrison was a very active reader. He read a lot of books according to his family, and some of these lyrics in Break On Through are actually appropriated from this book, City of Nights by John Recke. And in that book, Recke writes about the other side in reference to Hollywood. So when he's saying break on through to the other side, he also kind of means like break on through and we're going to get famous. Like let's
Right.
break on through our ceiling and get famous and get to that side where we're big now. And that's exactly what happened. It's like he manifested that through the song.
Yeah.
And in the book, the John Recke book, City of Nights, there's a passage where he says, place to place, week to week, night to night. And in Break On Through, Jim Morrison sings, made the scene week to week, day to day, hour to hour. So, basically he's talking about making it, you know, making it on the scene, working every
I was
day.
gonna say, just working. That's pretty interesting that John used the side of the snare.
Right.
Hit the side of the snare.
Also, it's well known that the Doors don't have a bass player, so when you hear any bass in any of the songs, it's actually Ray playing that on the keyboard. So, Ray borrowed bass notes from Ray Charles' song, What I Say, in this song, which is unique. You know, I think that's cool that he draws inspiration from Ray Charles,
Yeah.
which makes a lot of sense. Of course he would. Who wouldn't look up to Ray Charles if you're a keyboardist, you know?
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. And one last cool fact about the song is that this is the last song that the Doors ever played live, according to Ray Manzarek.
It's a good song to perform last.
Yeah, it's an amazing song, man. It's half the reason why I'm here, listening and
Yeah, this
checking
song
out this album.
is what made me want to look into the Doors.
Yeah. I mean,
Because I didn't really know any other songs, really. I just knew,
I
like,
really
mainly
love-
this song when I first got into it.
right, same. I just really love the way that Jim goes off. Like, he raises the intensity. I love Ray on the keyboard. I just love the jazz mix.
They're so unique.
And the writing is so good. Starts out, the day destroys the night. Night divides the day. Tried to run, tried to hide. Break on through to the other side. I think this part right here can be interpreted a whole bunch of ways.
I was literally about to say that. I was about to say, I feel like there
There's
could be
so many
meanings.
ways to look at that. So many ways. Because you're looking at, like, light versus dark. But it could also be just about how the day actually destroys the night and night divides the day. And the Doors are trying to work as hard as they can, and they need as much time as they can. But, they're stuck within the boundaries of time, which, is days going by and nights going by. But they want to break on through to the other side of that. They're like, we can't run and hide from time because we live in that. But, like, what can we do to like, break through that boundary that we have? Let's break space and time. Like, let's work so hard that we break space and time, maybe, they're saying.
Should they become immortal?
Right.
Immortalized through us listening to them.
Exactly. And they have been.
Yeah.
They manifested it.
They're definitely, like, still, maybe not as big, but they're still really big. Like, they still have a lot of fans.
Definitely, and as they should.
Yeah.
And then verse 2, we chased our pleasures here, dug our treasures there. Hey, can you still recall time we cried? Break on through to the other side. So I think here he's just trying to remind himself of a time that was like a struggle. So he works harder and tries to break on through to the other side. Like, yeah, we chased our pleasures here and dug for treasures there, but that was all a waste of time. Like, I think he's saying that he regrets that, and he's trying to remind himself of a time that he cried, or when they cried, about trying to make it, like, just struggling as a rock star, as a musician.
I also know that Jim was homeless and poor when he met Ray, and Ray let him move in with him and his wife. So that was really nice of him. So at that time, he had nothing besides just school. He was struggling really hard.
Right.
So he probably remembers that, too. He probably remembers how he had nothing, and then now he has this band, and he's, signed.
Right, so it's like, we got to break on through to the other side now.
Yeah.
I think there's multiple themes throughout this song. He wants you to look at it different ways, and I think that's part of the Doors' gimmick, The Doors of perception. Like, we have different ways to interpret our music.
Yeah, like, he can also just be saying, break on through to the other side of perception.
Right.
So we can get through our struggles.
Right. Everybody loves my baby, she get high.
Which seems random.
Yeah, a little random.
It doesn't seem like it really goes with the rest of the lyrics. But...
Yeah, like all of a sudden now it's about a girl. But,
He did say something about a girl, didn't he?
Yeah, he said that he was thinking about a girl when he was writing the song, too. So this is what he was thinking about. This is the girl he was thinking about. She obviously gets high.
She gets high.
I've also heard people interpret break on through to the other side as Jim trying to take so much acid that he's trying to break on through to the other side of perception, like to like a whole nother dimension. Like he's trying to
the spirit realm.
Yeah, like he's trying to get to the spirit realm by taking so much acid.
I've definitely heard that too.
So I feel like maybe that's the other way to look at this song when he's talking about She Get High. After She Get High, he says, I found an island in your arms, country in your eyes, arms that chained us, eyes that lied. Break on through to the other side. So this verse right here can be interpreted as this girl, chained him down with her attraction, and he was really attracted to her, and she lied to him through her eyes because, she, made him fall in love with her. So she's just, a conniving chick that's just trying to break his heart. Or this is another way that I just seen it. What if when he says, everybody loves my baby and she get high, she is America. It's the country. Like, everybody loves America. America gets high, right? I found an island in your arms, country in your eyes. That's what's making me think of that. Country in your eyes. Arms that chained us, eyes that lied. So, basically calling the government liars and said that they chained us because back then, the Vietnam War was going on, and they did chain men into going into war with the draft.
And they lie to you, making you think that you're doing a great thing.
Right, exactly. Verse 3, definitely anti-establishment here. Definitely anti-establishment bars here. Bars. Jim Morrison's got bars. And then made the scene week to week, day to day, hour to hour, gate is straight, deep and wide. So
that makes me think about the gate to the other realm.
Right. The gate is straight, deep and wide. It's right there.
Or the gate of perception.
We got to just keep working hard, week to week, day to day, hour to hour, and we can get through the gate, break on through to the other side. That's what I think this verse is about for sure, because he says made the scene. Like, I'm on the scene now.
Yeah.
Week to week, day to day, hour to hour, made it through to the other side. I'm going through this gate, and then I made it. I'm in Hollywood. That's also why he referenced that poem that was about Hollywood. Lyrics are very deep. You got to open up the doors of perception to see all the different interpretations, to see all the different ways to look at this song. I love the mix in this song. I love Ray and Jim and just everything. The instrumental, the guitar, the dun 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 dun.
Just too legendary. The song will never get old.
Never. So this will be a song we play forever. It's a song we already knew. But now it's time to discover a song we've never heard by The Doors. Soul Kitchen. This song, Soul Kitchen, is said to be a tribute to a soul food restaurant on Venice Beach that they frequently visited called Olivia's. So, let's dive. Oh, the mix, dude. Woo! I love the way this album's mixed. This is crazy. Yeah, Ray?
Ooh! Ha! Ooh!
Yo!
The clock says it's time to close now.
Ooh!
I guess I better go now.
Yo!
I really like to stay here all night.
This beat is so funky.
I was about to say, it's funky as hell.
Street light share there a hollow glow. Your brain seems bruised with numb surprise. Still one place to go. Still one place to go. Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Warm my mind with your gentle stone. Turn me out in a wonder, baby. Stumbling in the neon glow. With our fingers we quick
Ooh! The bass line!
speaking secret alphabet.
Ooh!
Light another cigarette.
Yo, he's flowing!
Learn to forget.
Ooh!
Learn to forget.
Oh!
Learn to forget.
Oh!
Learn to forget. Let me sleep all
Ooh.
night in your soul kitchen. Warm my mind with your gentle stone. Turn me out in a wonder, baby. Stumbling in the neon glow.
Yo! Come on, Robbie!
Yeah, Robbie.
Yo, the bass! Ooh! Ah! Ooh!
Well, the clock says it's time to close now.
No.
Yo!
I know I have to go now.
This song is amazing.
I really wanna stay here all night. All night. All night.
He always does that ascending and descending
Yeah.
note. Ah, yeah. Oh my gosh. Goodness Lord. That was so funky. Wow.
Damn, Ray.
I'm not even fronting with you, Shy. Like, this just became my favorite song by them. Like, I'm gonna play this so many times. Wow.
We didn't even hold on. We only learned one song.
That was so funky. Goodness. Everything was on point. Everything.
Yeah.
Like, Jim's melody just fit the pocket so well. Like, the way that he was extending his notes. And then the bass line, Robbie's solo, Ray's keyboard was just keeping the keeping the funk going. Dun, 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 dun. Yo,
Sheesh.
what just happened in my ears? Oh my gosh, man. I'm just so happy now.
This song's just about how he doesn't want to get kicked out of the Soul Kitchen.
Well, I never wanted it to end.
You didn't want to be kicked out of the Soul Kitchen.
I didn't want to be kicked out of this song.
This is like closing time.
Yeah, right? So the clock says it's time to close now. I guess I better go. I'd really like to stay here all night. The cars crawl past, all stuffed with eyes. Street lights shed their hollow glow. Your brain seems bruised with numb surprise. Bars.
Wow.
Still one place to go. And then the chorus, let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Warm my mind near your gentle stove. Turn me out and I'll wander, baby, stumbling in the neon groves. Yo.
The pen game.
Pen game is wild, bro.
Who wrote this? Jim.
Come on now.
Clearly.
So he made a double entendre. Like he's shouting out this restaurant, Olivia's, but at the same time, he's making this like a love song in a way. Like, let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me be with you all night, baby. Like, and the way that he says, your brain seems bruised with numb surprise and stumbling in the neon groves. You know this man's talking about being fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your brain seems bruised with numb surprise. He's talking about himself too.
He's probably always going there drunk.
Yeah. Or tripping.
Or tripping.
He's always tripping.
Or both.
So when he says stumbling in the neon groves, he's talking about like city lights.
Yeah.
And like it looks neon to him because he's tripping balls. Where your fingers weave quick minarets, speaking secret alphabets. So like quick, like places of prayer, right? So like food, your fingers weave like really good food. Speaking secret alphabets, I light another cigarette, learn to forget. Learn to forget.
I like that.
So,
So basically, when he goes to this diner, he feels like he can just forget about all his worries.
right. So that's what the song's about. Like, it's a double entendre for, you know, this place that he really loves that makes him forget about all this terrible stuff that goes on in his life, all his worries. But also, it's a double entendre for a woman that
does that too.
That does that for him as well.
Which is pretty genius.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Let me sleep all night in your soul kitchen. Like, that's pretty genius.
And it honestly did not matter what this song was about with how great this song sounded.
Yeah.
It really didn't. The third track on the album is called The Crystal Ship. Let's dive.
Before you slip into unconsciousness, I'd like to have another kiss.
Ooh.
Another
Is she dying?
flashing chance at bliss. Another kiss, another kiss.
Ooh. This tempo.
The days are bright and filled with pain. Enclose me in your gentle rain. The time you ran was too insane. We'll meet again. We'll meet again.
Love that melody. Yeah, Ray.
Oh, tell me where your freedom lies. The streets are fields that never die. Deliver me from reasons why you'd rather cry. I'd rather fly. The crystal ship is being filled. 1,000 girls, 1,000 thrills, 1,000,000 ways to spend your time. When we get back, I'll drop a line.
Whoa. That almost had a creepy sound to it.
It did, kind of. Jim Morrison kind of sounds like Dracula throughout this song.
Yeah.
It's like, that melody was so interesting. I don't know, the cadence, the way that he was pausing. Very cool melody. I was enjoying that. Yeah, I love the instruments again. At one point there, I heard a piano and, like a keyboard synth. So, like, is Ray over here playing all these things at once? And I heard a bass. Like, what is he doing?
What are you
He's
doing?
playing bass with his chin, like...
Yeah.
I don't understand. I mean, you know, obviously it's layered if it's recorded, so he can just layer it, but... How would he do it live? Like, I heard bass in there. I heard piano. That was different. That was a different tempo.
It was.
It seems like so far in this album, there's a point where Jim will, like, raise the intensity in his voice. I don't know if it's like that throughout the entire album, but so far, it's been like that, which I really like that. I really like at one point, he's just trying to, like, put all this energy into a note. You know, you can just really feel it. So the song came from poetry written in Jim Morrison's notebooks. He wrote it after splitting up with his girlfriend. The song is sometimes thought to represent drugs. Someone said that this song has nothing to do with drugs and everything about Jim Morrison's heavy relationship with his first love. He did nothing more than use transparent images for his relation to the past. Jim Morrison has an like go over as evidenced in the first line, before you slip into unconsciousness, I'd like to have another kiss. That's an interesting way to put that.
That's crazy.
Almost like before you slip into my unconsciousness.
Yeah.
You know? Before you slip out of my mind, I'd want to have one more kiss. Oof.
That's why this song sounds creepy.
Right.
It's like sad and dark.
And the title of this track, The Crystal Ship, was from another book that Jim Morrison read. It's called The Book of the Dun Cow, which is a collection of stories compiled by about 1,100 monks around the 9th century. Which is insane. I don't know how you read that, Jim.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that, bro?
Like what?
Like the internet wasn't around back then, and he read that.
Yeah. He just happened to stumble upon that.
Yeah. So it's a really interesting way to open up the track. Before you slip into unconsciousness, I'd like to have another kiss. Because you're thinking at the time that he's talking about her slipping away into unconsciousness, like her passing out. But really, he's talking about the memory of her slipping into his unconsciousness before she fades away in his brain. The days are bright and filled with pain, enclose me in your gentle rain. The time you ran was too insane. We'll meet again, we'll meet again.
So basically, his days are bright because he's in this band. He's doing,
He's doing well, yeah.
doing well in life, but he still has that sadness,
right.
that pain about how that didn't work out with his first love.
Right.
He still thinks about that.
Oh, tell me where your freedom lies. The streets are fields that never die. Deliver me from reasons why. You'd rather cry, I'd rather fly. This is such poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Pen game.
Yeah.
Wow. So I think in this verse he's saying that he's ready to move on. The streets are fields that never die. So I think that is either memories that never die in his head, or he's talking about like the world, like cities, the world is always moving. And him being a rock star and going to all these cities and moving around, it makes him forget about the reasons why she would rather cry and he'd rather fly, as in go out and be a rock star and leave her. He could be saying the memories that are in his head, they help him. Or if he's saying the streets are fields that never die, as in memories, he's saying that he has these memories and he can just live with these memories. He's okay with just having these memories of her and just marinate in that and just reminisce in that. And then verse 4, the crystal ship is being filled, 1,000 girls, 1,000 thrills. A million ways to spend your time. When we get back, I'll drop a line. Wow. Okay, so basically he's saying...
This seems kind of petty at the end,
It is petty at the end.
Like, dang.
He's saying, like...
When we get back...
Like, he's got all these girls
lined
dying
up
to be with him. Yeah. So he's saying a million ways to spend your time. So a million different girls I can be with. A million different ways to spend my time. When we get back, I'll drop a line. So like when we get back to wherever he's going, I guess, I'll drop a line. Like maybe I'll drop some acid. When we get back, I'll drop a line. So when we get back, I'll drop a line. So this right here relates to the crystal ship. I'll drop a line. So either he's saying I'll drop a line as in I'll cast my line, like, and go fishing for these girls, or he's saying like I'll drop a line, like I'll anchor the boat to the dock, I'll drop the line and tie the boat to the dock. And if he's saying that, then he's saying when we get back together, I'll stay with you.
Yeah.
Which that kind of makes sense.
Yeah. But he's still saying he's gonna go screw all these girls.
Right. It might be a triple entendre, because then he could be also saying I'll drop a line like he's doing drugs, like I'll drop some acid. Track number 4 is called 20th Century Fox, just like the movie studio. Let's dive. John's always over here,
Well, she's
and Robbie.
fashionably lean, and she's fashionably late. She'll never rank a scene, she'll never break a day. But she's no drag, just watch the way she walks.
Oh,
She's a 20th century fox. She's 20th century fox. No tears, no fears.
yeah, right.
No ruin years, no clocks. She's a 20th century fox. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Robbie.
Robbie.
Ooh, I love that. Are those feet?
She's the queen of cool, and she's the lady who waits. Sets her mind, let's school. It never hesitates. She won't waste time on elementary talk. 'Cause she's a
Ah.
20th century fox got
Oh.
well locked up inside a plastic box. She the 20th century fox again. 20th century fox again. 20th century fox again. She the 20th century fox.
I like that.
He loves his descending tone.
Yeah.
Ah. How many songs end like that?
That's clever.
Yeah, that was clever. Yo, again, what? Jim Morrison, he would have been a rapper today.
Yeah.
This man has bars. He's super punny. Wow, producer Paul Rothchild had the band walk on wooden planks during the chorus to get the pounding effect, so it was feet. The Yo,
What?
that is so cool. That is so unique. It sounded like that. Like it kind of sounded like tap dancing.
This is why the Doors are so
Wow.
legendary. Because they're so different, so unique, so innovative.
Yeah.
It's insane.
They just have the like creative flow.
They try anything.
I love the jazz that is involved with the Doors, man.
Yes.
I love that we have these breaks where there's no vocals and we just hear the instrumentals and Ray just going crazy, or Robbie, you know, John keeping the rhythm. Like it's really well done, man. It's super good.
Yes.
So good. You can tell that these guys were such a big fan of, music before this. Like it's not just them taking looking up the rock stars and making rock music. It's them taking all the music that they know from the past up to this point and like combining it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking fire.
Genre blending kings.
Yeah. She's fashionably lean, she's fashionably late. She'll never wreck a scene, she'll never break a date. But she's no drag. Just watch the way she walks. She's a 20th century fox. It's just about some heartbreaker girl, man. Some girl that'll crush you. No tears, no fears, no ruined years, no clocks. She's the queen of cool.
Thank you. The song must be about me.
She's the lady who waits. Since her mind left school, it never hesitates. She won't waste time on elementary talk, because she's a 20th century fox. So he's talking about a smart girl.
Yeah.
You know? She's bad, not only because she's bad looking, like she's hot, but she's also super intelligent.
She ain't got time for that small talk.
Right, like she's not even going to waste her time on any guy that will just be like, yeah, what's up? It's been
So how was your day?
it's a nice day we're having. And when he says, got the world locked up inside a plastic box, the fact that he said plastic box makes you think that maybe he's being a bit sarcastic here. So maybe she only thinks that she's got the world locked up. It's like all in her head. She thinks that she's,
All that in a bag of chips.
Exactly. So maybe the song's a bit sarcastic, Like, maybe she really isn't a 20th century fox. It's just all in her head. Which, either way.
So it's a girl that
Still
has the
works.
confidence of a
Right.
20th century fox.
Right.